Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss about how can we use ChatGPT for MBA operations. That is, how can we configure ChatGPT to respond relevantly for any questions asked related to MBA. So first, as discussed, whenever we want to configure ChatGPT, we have to set up an act here. After setting up the act, we have to set up the context. And finally, after setting up the context, we have to inform what is the desired output we are seeking. So let's take for an example, okay, we want to build ChatGPT for process optimization advisory. So to set up ChatGPT for the process optimization advisory, we have to first create a prompt setup. So inside prompt setup, we pass a message, act as an operational consultant. Right? What is it supposed to do? Act as an operation consultant. Next, suggest ways to optimize the business process that we want to. So with this, we have just set up the act here. Okay, act as an operation consultant and suggest ways to optimize the given workflows. So let's put this on GPT and set this up here. So whenever starting a chat with GPT, always a new chat so that it does not have previous context. Let's go for this. Act as a operations consultant and suggest ways to optimize the business workflows. Now we have just set up the act. Okay, it is going to behave as an operational consultant and it is going to optimize business workflows for us. How is it going to do it? It is going to go with process mapping and visibility. Next, we have to create SOPs. Then we have to go for automation of repeated tasks. Okay, objective is this, how are we going to perform and what are the examples for it? So whenever we start, we first go for setting up the act here. So we have set up the act. Now let's go for execution. So recommend improvements in warehouse inventory picking to reduce time and cost. Let me just try to copy. Yeah. Recommend improvement in warehouse inventory. Recommend improvements in warehouse inventory picking to reduce time and cost. So this GPT is already set up. So now it knows the context here. Based on the context, it is now implementing the strategy for us. Let's say we want to use it for ops strategy and capacity planning. Same steps as discussed above. First, set up the act. Next, go for the context and then finally tell what is the desired output here. So let's go for the prompt setup first. And we are setting up the prompt. Now this is a new topic that we want to discuss. So when we move to a new topic, a new chat, we paste this. So act as an operation strategist, design a capacity plan or ops layout for the companies given by me. Right now it knows the act. Okay, what is it supposed to do and what information it needs. So it is asking us about the company name and industry, product services offered, estimate demand throughput goals, and a list. So let's use a known company so that it can extract those information and help us with that. Please do it for AAPL in iPhone section. Now we have given the company name and it is going to give us the information. So AAPL, it was able to understand that we are looking for Apple stock, specifically focused on iPhone production. Now product line iPhone 15. Scope, it has given us the demand, high mix volume prediction. Objective, optimize plant capacity, layout, scalability for peak iPhone demand cycles. And it is going for a capacity planning here. What is the demand, monthly demand? What is the total demand? It is coming up with the required production lines, and it has given us the approximate time as well. And it has also generated the final layout for us. So when we discuss about GPT, and we are using it for a special use case, we go ahead, we set up the act. After setting up the act, give the required context to the machine. Once the context is given, finally ask it to generate, and it is going to generate the report for you. Is the work done now? No. Now this is the initial draft that has been generated for us. Once the initial draft is generated, next we have to refine it. Let's say somewhere around the files we find that these lines or these calculations are not proper, or these values are improper. So here we selected, we inform. Value is incorrect. It is supposed to be 12 and 15 respectively. Kindly update. And there you go. So thanks for correction. And now it has updated that 12 and 15, and it has updated our report as well according to the new values. So when we start with setting up the GPT, we go for the prompt setup. We inform what is supposed to happen there. We go for the prompt setup. We give the context to it, and we inform the output as well. When the output is generated, this is not the final output. This is just the first draft. So for that, we inform this. We inform GPT, these are the incorrect facts generated by you. Make changes with the original facts here. Let's look at few more examples of prompt engineers here. Let's say we want to use it for demand forecasting and assistance. So prompt setup, act as a supply chain planner, forecast demand using historical sales data and trends. Execution example, forecast next quarter demand for a retail chain using last 3 years monthly sales. Supplier risk assessment, we have set up the prompt, we are giving the act. Act as a sourcing manager, evaluate risk in supplier selection across multiple countries. Execution example, assess geopolitical and supply risk when sourcing microchips from Taiwan versus South Korea. Important to remember, the prompt generated or the response generated from these is the first draft, and that needs to be revived. So we being domain experts need to look into carefully, identify the issues or the areas of improvement, communicate with the GPT and improve it further. Thank you.